Cemeteries might not be the first destination you decide on, but looking at the old graveyards in your town can show you something interesting about the place you call home. Today, we are looking into the rural cemeteries of Kentucky, specifically 2 unique graves in Rowan County. Before 1831, America had no cemeteries. It wasn't until the construction of Mount Auburn Cemetery in Massachusetts that led to cemeteries being built across the country. Our first stop takes us down through the heavily forested area along Cave Run Lake and into some storage units. The Cassidy Cemetery is nestled in between these units and was restored in 2007 as part of the Rowan County Preservation Board grant. It seems like an unlikely place to find an old cemetery, but up the old wooden steps sits the Cassidy and Myers family, with only 4 legible graves and an estimated 3 unmarked graves hiding underneath the brush. Here we will be talking about John Armstrong Cassidy. The first unique thing about this grave is the symbol. The hand pointed down clasping a broken chain might seem to mean damnation, but that isn't the case. This symbol is not found on many graves and represents an untimely or sudden death. This seems strange for the 65-year-old living in the mid-1800s, but to his left rests his first and second wife, Huldah K. Martin and Tom C. Ann, who both died in their early 20s. John A. Cassidy bought land in Bath County in 1859 when he was 29, but this is one of the only records of him in his genealogy. With little information on him individually, his family was from Irish descent and his ancestors went through many tribulations to get here. A poem titled "Coming Here" shows the struggles his family put in to get here. Coming here, my father faced many a fear, searching for a home, some land to call his own. Traveling to the river's end, he settled there, living as if he didn't have a care. He seemed to have found much happiness, many friends and family. Hard work and a farm had brought to him a measure of prosperity. But deep in his eyes I could see his discontent. When I asked him what it all meant, he told me of his travels to beyond the hills on the other side of the forest green and the beauty of the scenery he has seen. Then he began to curse himself, saying he was too old to once again move. Although not much was found on who John Cassidy was as a person, the mystery behind him and his family leaves his grave all the more unique. Our next location takes us deep into the National Forest, where a little church and cemetery holds onto a rich family history. The Sardis Church and Cemetery dates back to the mid-1800s, where people of all religions would flock to Sunday services. In December of 2016, the Sardis Church was burnt down, but in its place, a newly rebuilt church was created to the exact size of the original. Across the road and on the outskirts of the churchyard rests Sarah Alice Ham. The headstone seems to be a different material than the surrounding graves due to the color and texture of the stone. The uniqueness of her grave also comes from the variety of symbols and texts. Across the top of the stone reads, "Goodbye." Traveling downward, 2 symbols for fraternal organizations are side by side. The first one is the Order of the Eastern Star, and the second is a rare organization called Daughters of America. The Daughters of America are not to be confused with the Daughters of the American Revolution. In fact, they are quite different. The Daughters of America was a secret society founded in 1891 in Pennsylvania, with its heyday being in the 1930s. The organization was originally an auxiliary to the Junior Order of the United American Mechanics. Members were white males and females with a high moral character who sought to ensure patriotism and the reading of the Bible in all school systems. The eagles and stars represent patriotism. The open Bible inside the shield is a symbol for religion. Below the Bible rests clasping hands. This represents the unity of membership. Outside of the order, she was a housewife and was married to Benjamin Thomas Ham. She died in 1939 when she was 57. She passed away from pulmonary tuberculosis. You can learn a lot about a person from their grave. The more detail etched in the stone leaves behind a footprint of who they were. Thanks for watching. This has been Julianna Leach with Unique Graves in Rowan County.